Hey friends, this is a quick self-massage for the backs of the knees, which is actually going to affect your calves and maybe your hamstrings a little bit. So for this exercise, you are gonna need 2 therapy balls tethered together. So if you don't have a mesh bag, 2 balls in a tube sock and tie it off. Now, I have the chair here because if you prefer to be in a chair, you can do this with a chair, or you can do it on the ground. So I'm going to show you first on the ground, and then I'll move up to the chair to show that way. So coming to the ground, you're going to put your therapy balls in your knee pit, okay? And you're going to kind of wedge it right up there, and then you're going to move your heel towards your sit bone to close it and kind of sandwich the therapy balls in place there. Now, you have a few options here. You might just start out by getting acquainted with this sensation and just breathing and feeling, and that's fine. Once you feel like you've gotten acquainted with the sensation of having these therapy balls here in your knee pit, then we can add a little bit of movement to kind of get a little bang for our buck, a little bit more bang for our buck. So one thing that you can do is contract, relax. So to contract here, you would try drawing your heel closer to your sit bone. Okay. And you could also up the ante by pushing the ball of the foot into the ground. Like you're trying to lift your heel, but your heel's not actually gonna lift. It's an isometric contraction. So I'm drawing my heel back towards my sit bone, kind of trying to smush the balls in this knee pit vise a little bit more, and also by trying to lift the heel up off the ground, I'm engaging the calf muscle as well, okay? And then just relax all the effort. And you might be able to hug in a little bit more to narrow the distance between your heel and your sit bone more. And then again, you can squeeze, pushing through the ball of the foot to really get into the calf, okay? And relax. So that's one thing that you can play around with. If you are really liking the sensation and you want to feel more of the sensation, you can come to your knees and you can do the same thing here. So closing the knee pit vise would be like setting your hips back, but also then squeezing your calf muscles, squeezing your hamstrings in, okay? And you can kind of rock a little bit and explore what that feels like. So you can keep exploring there. I'm gonna show how you would do it in a chair. So sitting in a chair, you could put your foot up on the seat of the chair to pin the therapy balls in place, okay? And then same thing, you're drawing your heel and your sit bone closer together, so you're trying to deepen the bend in the knee joint. And this is such a powerful way to kind of traction the knee joint. So when my knees are cranky, this is such a great move, and it's doing so much for my body. Apart from tractioning the knee joint, you know, I'm getting that nice pressure on my calves, my hamstrings. So it's really a win-win-win situation. And then just like if you were doing it on the floor and you turned over onto your knees, you can do that with the chair too. So let me show you that. So for this, you kind of step to the side of the chair and rest your shin on the chair. And again, pin the balls in your knee pit. And you can hold on to the seat or the chair back, whatever feels more comfortable. And you can kind of sway a little. One of the cool things that you can do with the chair is, because you notice my foot is dangling off the back of the chair, so I can bring some ankle movement into this. And so if you're flexing and pointing the foot, you can kind of notice how the sensation changes as you go through that movement, kind of flossing through your calf muscle. So if you haven't already switched to the other side, let's go ahead and do so. I'm going to start out on the ground for this side. Wedge the ball into your knee pit and then get acquainted with that feeling, okay? Figure out what to do with your other leg. Just get it out of the way. And I actually did forget to show one other motion on that first leg, so I'm going to show it here. So your shin bone here in the front, your tibia, is your bigger shin bone, it can actually rotate. And that has a lot to do with your knee health, being able to rotate that way. So if you pick your the ball of your foot up off the ground and you just have your heel on the ground, you can keep your thigh bone steady and start to windshield wiper your foot. But you're not just moving your ankle, okay? If you can see the front of your shin, if you were to put an X or a sticker on the front of your shin, as you windshield wiper your foot, you should see that X moving from side to side, okay? So if you can connect with that movement, you can do that here while you've got your knee pit vice action happening, and notice how that changes the sensation. Remember, you can also come to your knee, whether that's on a chair or on the floor. And remember, if you are here at the chair, you have the advantage of being able to bring in that flex and point action in the ankle joint. And as you point the toes, that's going to engage the calf muscle. And then as you pull the toes towards your shin, that's going to kind of lengthen the calf muscle. You can try circling your ankle and see what that feels like. And you can do a little shifting from side to side as well. So I hope that felt nice. I hope that helps with your knees, with your calves, with your hamstrings. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.